What's going on? What's going on YouTube? Daniel back here. Welcome back to another video. So if you don't know me and you're new to the channel, my name is Daniel, and 8 years ago I was diagnosed with psoriasis, and instead of going the usual route of following doctors, medications, and the healthcare system, I decided to go completely left and study, what actually is the cause of autoimmune diseases, and it turned out to be nutrition. So I was able to reverse it using different diets, food, and essentially good health habits. So I just share that on this channel in order to give you guys some value and help you guys out. So for this video, this will be about the healing crisis. So essentially, when I started out and I was diagnosed with psoriasis, I essentially, like I said, went the route of healing myself with food. But what I didn't know was that there is a you period essentially where things really get worse before they get better. This is essentially what the healing crisis is. So right now, if you're going through any kind of autoimmune disorder specifically, or anything else that would cause great inflammation in your body and cause different things to pop up, different diseases, then you'll likely get something called healing crisis. So essentially, for skin, it's definitely more prevalent. I'm not really sure how much it would work, or how it would work with different autoimmune disorders, things like gout, stuff like that. But essentially, for skin, what happens is your skin is, let's say, you have various. For psoriasis, I had a bunch of like patches, plaques on my skin. So like up and down my arm. It was like in the inside of my leg. It actually appeared on my face as well through the healing crisis. But essentially, I changed my diet completely. I followed a book called The Autoimmune Solution. I talk about this a lot, but essentially, it was a woman that wrote about basically, the cause of it being leaky gut. So leaky gut was essentially the reason why I had psoriasis. I had eczema before, and then turned into psoriasis because of stress. But essentially, what happened was essentially I was going through the diet and I was feeling better. My digestion was really good, and I was like, things were looking up. I was okay. This is going well. Like, I don't have you know basically any weird symptoms of like bloating or gas. Before, I was eating a lot of gluten, and that's the reason why things appeared. But essentially, what happened was I began to get you know like worse conditions. So things got much worse before they actually got better. And essentially, what was happening was I was on a basically like vegetable, partly protein diet. It was kind of like a high vegetable paleo diet. I was having things like lettuce wraps, a lot of squash recipes, a lot of vegetables mostly. They're trying to tell me to stay away from meat, which I regret doing at that point. But anyways, you live and you learn. And yeah, so mostly like vegetables. And essentially, what was happening was essentially my symptoms at one point started to get worse. So I was following the diet. Things were good, you can say, and eventually, like, things just started basically getting out of control. And this is something you have to like begin to understand, that the conditions will get worse before they get better. But basically, it's just, you can think of it like your body just trying to purge everything that's in there, like all the built up stuff, gunk, stuff like that. It's basically, you're not inflaming, or sorry, my food was, I'm making food in the back, but essentially, you're not inflaming the body anymore with the food you're eating. You're not aggravating it with the sensitivities you have, so it has time to really like rest and start to heal. And what it does is basically it has like storage of all this bad food you've eaten, and it has to basically just purge itself out. So that's what's happening. It's like purging any gunk you have that's built up, and just throwing it through symptoms that you start to get. So I basically got worse symptoms. I got like worse patches. I got some on my eyelid as well. It's getting like patches, like little like specks of plaque on my eyelids. And yeah, it was like a scary, confusing time, because I was like, okay, everything's going well, like what's happening here? And I looked it up, and yeah, it was a healing crisis. And essentially, it's something that you can't really control or know when it's going to hit you. Like, things could be still going super well, and I've heard cases of people like basically on months of doing this, and then out of nowhere they get a huge flare up, or something just comes out of the blue, and it's usually after like a cleanse or something like that, and it's something you can't control. But like I said, it's your body trying to purge whatever is left in there. So usually this will happen once you start to better nutrition, eliminating the bad foods, nourishing yourself. But also after you cleanse, this could happen as well. So things like salt flushes, enemas, gallbladder flushes as well. It's a bit more extensive. It's like 3 days. But yeah, I haven't done it before, but definitely one that I want to try in the future. But yeah, this is something that you have to begin to establish and know about. So you can look this up online. There's more, you could say, research about it and how it actually works and what the process is. But more or less, like I explained, your body's just trying to purge everything that's kind of hitting it in the past, and it's trying to like get rid of things now that has some time to heal. So for the healing crisis, some tips is essentially don't look at the symptoms, look at your digestion, how you feel day to day, things like your energy, your stamina, strength, your if you have any bloating or gas, those are pretty big ones. If you have bloating, you're not doing things right. If you have extra gas, that could be an issue as well. Things like your sleep, your sex drive, your creativity, your overall mood and mental focus as well. Those are the primary ones. And if you focus on that as opposed to focusing on the symptoms, you will be able to basically balance things much faster. Because, like I said, you don't know when it can hit. Especially in the beginning, it's going to be something that is more prevalent, and especially if you've been eating bad for so long and have been relying on medication, stuff like that, it's going to be much worse actually. So I'm just giving you basically a caution here. So yeah, it's worse if you've been eating bad for a while and then you have the dependency on the medication. So keep that in mind. And if you guys have any other issues with it, you can let me know as well. I actually do help a few people with their overall fitness, but I've helped people in the past with their autoimmune disorders. So you can message me on Instagram. I'll put it in the comment section below. But yeah, just want to give you guys the heads up about this, and just know that it's more of a mental game and not a physical one. Just basically pushing through, tracking the right things, and not focusing on the symptoms, because that can basically give you false readings. So hope this video helped you. You can leave your comment below as well if you're currently experiencing this, if you maybe have a stage where, like I said, things come out of the blue and your symptoms kind of got worse. We'd love to speak with you, help you know about your experience, because mine was completely distinct, and everyone's is a bit different. So I think mine was more, you can say, simple, but there's some people, like I said, they have a bunch of progress and then things just turn left completely for a little bit. So hope this video helps you. More coming as well, more content daily. And other than that, hope to see you guys in the next video, and keep killing it.